What's up, gurus? It's your boy Pablo, and welcome to Music Monday. Today, we are going to be talking about a legendary artist, and that is the great J. Paul, one of the brethrens out of London. The UK artist of Indian descent is one of the, I think, most influential artists out of the 2000s, and this guy was on fire in 2010 to 2013. I would say he had the whole internet buzzing and eagerly waiting for his album when he dropped his song BTSU. That caused a stir, a bidding war all over the music industry for this guy. And BTSU was sampled by Drake and by Beyonce. And man, this guy was just on a tear. He released Jasmine. Again, that was like unlike anything we'd ever heard. This guy's sound was truly revolutionary. It was the most advanced sounding, in my opinion, thing to emerge at that time. To this day, when you go back and listen to his production, it's futuristic and timeless at the same time. He's just way ahead of everybody else. And for that reason, it makes what happened to him in 2013 with the leak of his album all the more, kind of really sad. I know that personally, when I first heard that the album had dropped, I was just excited. I just wanted to listen to it. And, we're fans of his. So, literally anything that he drops, we want to listen to it because we just know it's going to be incredible. He's just an amazing producer, just truly great artist. But, he's a perfectionist. And honestly, a guy like him, let him cook, let him do his thing because we just know what he's capable of. And when his album leaked and you listen to it, it was the best album ever. Honestly, it was just, in my opinion, flawless. And he was really hurt by it because he said that it just wasn't ready yet, and that those were just some of the songs that he had been working on, and that he didn't get to sequence the songs, that it wasn't finished. And I really feel for the guy because we can only speculate and wonder what could have been had he rolled everything out the way that he wanted to. I truly believe a guy like this, how creative he is, the visuals, everything would have just been super on point. And, I just really feel that album when it leaked rather, was still so influential, but I wonder what could have happened had he had as much time as he needed to release it, even if it was another 5 years. And I just know that we were all so antsy. The whole industry was antsy for him to drop. And I guess that, was part of a factor for the leak. Apart from just greed and somebody wanting to make money off of him, I just think that a lot of people were so eager for his music and somebody capitalized on it. But there's no way to describe what it was like in that, I would say 2012, just listening to this guy. And I remember I discovered him through a friend of mine, through his buddy, who just told me hey, have you ever heard of J. Paul? And I was like, who? And he, showed me a few of his songs, and I was like, man, this guy's incredible. And I just remember when his album leaked, I stayed up all night, just trying to find a copy after, I think, at this point it had been pulled from Bandcamp, but I I did what I had to do to try to find it. And I just remember listening to the whole thing, just completely jaw dropped. I can't even imagine what it would have been like if he had just had his way, because there's so many songs on that album that are just some of the best music you'll ever hear, in terms of how just innovative the sound was. Crush was just what he was able to do to a really just totally different sounding pop song. He made it the coolest thing, the most just so him. He made it pop, brilliant London pop. And I love the touch, the always like the brilliant Indian touch to all of his music, where it just sounds like the A1 of Indian music that we could get from like the pop side. That is what I imagine J. Paul is. Just like the coolest, the most just hip, but still pop sound. Really, there's nothing like it. There's nothing to this day like his production. And yeah, I just wonder what could have been. And you know, I think about Crush. I think about Jasmine, how good it is. I think about 100,000. It's just like the genius of how every song sounds so different but so futuristic. Like no other artist does it like he does. He really is a one of one. And I just think about the other songs, Merman, that I think has been renamed to Desert River. Like the storytelling, the songwriting, and the production of that are just so masterful. Like it's really stunning that was a leak. You again, you just wonder what would have the polished version what would have been like. Of course, it would have been better than the leak. That's the the assumption. And some other songs on there, Chicks is like a 1 minute snippet, but it's like you never want it to end. It is so good. And again, like you just wish that songs like that would have just been polished and given the royal treatment, because I really feel like every song on there is just like so special, and all we can do is just wonder what could have been. But I can tell you, when that album leaked, it was still all the rage. It was critically acclaimed. Imagine a leak getting critically acclaimed. Imagine a leak being one of the greatest albums of all time. That's how good this album is. And again, it's a shame that it didn't happen the way J. Paul envisioned. I really feel for him. It sounded like it took a toll on him, and I was wondering about that. Like why did it hit him so hard? Like bro, like the whole world loves you. Like there's so many musicians that they only wish they could be in that position, but the truth is that he's put his heart and soul into this for years, and he should have been allowed to do it on his terms. And that's just like I understand that. I feel for him, and I'm glad that it seems like he's doing better. He performed Coachella a few years ago and did some more shows, and we're just glad that he's out and that he's still creating. And I'm telling you, having this album is really special. Again, I own pretty much everything that he's done on vinyl. I have the Do You Love Her Now and He also on vinyl, and these ran me hundreds of dollars at a time where I was making like pretty much like on a nothing salary. I was still just shelling my hard-earned money for his vinyl. That's how much of an artist, how special he is to me. And I've got Bait Ones, the leak on vinyl coming. I was really just like so shocked that it is available on vinyl now, and of course I have to have it. So I will be doing a more in-depth review on that when it comes. But this is Jasmine, and just again, it's special. It's really special. This artist, his music he's one of the best producers of all time, in my opinion. One of the geniuses. And I can't wait for him to actually put out an album of his that he is proud of, that is the culmination of his vision, because it seemed like he didn't get that opportunity his first go, but when he does do that, I really imagine that it will be groundbreaking once again, because he is there's no producer quite like him. He is one of one. I think he's definitely one of the best producers of all time. A guy that just made his own sound. Like, who else does that? Who else has their own sound like he does? Nobody else does. You can pick out a J. Paul song out of any group. I'll be able to tell you if it's J. Paul or not. That's how iconic his sound is, and so magical and mesmerizing. So this is a big shout out to J. Paul. This video is really a one rail out of what could have been, but also a forward-looking, hopeful look to the future, and hopefully that he has the best career ever. I just hope that for him, because he's a great artist, wonderful talent. So we wish him all the best. We can't wait for his official album whenever that drops, and the J. Paul Institute. We hope that also thrives. Everybody around him, we hope that they thrive. And so, again, Music Monday, it's about celebrating the great artists, the great musicians. J. Paul, one of the legends out of London. Gotta love this guy. And that's really going to do it for this video. Here at Ask a Guru, your taste is the world's next obsession. So let me know, what do you think about J. Paul? How do you feel about the Leak album? What do you think about his music now? Are you looking forward to his stuff? Also, what's your favorite music? Let us know in the comment section. But most importantly, download the app, share with the entire world what you dig, and we will check it out, and we will give you a shout out, because that's what this channel is all about. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here at Ask Guru TV, the coolest channel in the world, giving you the very best music, movies, books, and TV shows. Tomorrow is TV Show Tuesday, and we're going to be talking about a great show. So we will see you all tomorrow. Peace, Gurus.